Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
The recent fires in California, Australia, and now Hawaii are unlike anything we've ever seen before. They are being called forest fires and wildfires, but they are clearly something very different. These fires are burning homes into a white powdery ash footprint, while often leaving the surrounding green trees and shrubs practically untouched. In extreme cases, forest fires can reach temperatures up to 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, and the melting point of aluminum is 1,220 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is possible for an extreme forest fire to melt aluminum. But there are cars with puddles of melted aluminum that were clearly not in the wildfire area. And melted glass, which has a melting point around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. These are unexplained anomalies. In the California fires of 2018, cars were randomly bursting into flames on the freeway with no surrounding fires. We've seen these same anomalies in New York City on September 11th, 2001. Cars completely burned out with no explanation. In Maui, these unnatural fires spared the homes of the rich while burning the native homes of the working class. With precision, these fires destroyed the most envied, high-valued areas of Maui. Directed energy weapons, known as D.E.Ws, have the ability to burn homes with this sort of precision. But in order to be this precise, the area would have to be mapped out. In January of this year, green lasers were seen over Hawaii, which could best be described as a geospatial array for mapping terrain. We have seen that among the ashy ruins, there are blue-colored objects that have somehow survived the devastation. Blue cars, blue umbrellas, a blue boat, blue planters. Videos online are going viral that show how lasers can easily burn through certain colored objects, but objects that are colored blue remain unharmed. Directed energy weapons include lasers, millimeter wave, and microwave. They are all based on light frequencies, and different wavelengths of light affect colors differently. For example, in laser tattoo removal, different wavelengths are used for removing different colors. And this is because color is a quality of light. Each color has its own frequency. Interestingly enough, the frequency of the color blue is 6.66.
I wanted to real quickly give you some food for thought that's truly on my mind, and I feel deep in my spirit, and how that this could also be used as a false flag rapture event. All right, and I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. You saw in this last video on how they can literally have the color blue and it doesn't get incinerated by lower wavelengths of these direct energy weapons. So when they turn the volume down, it still catches things on fire, but the color blue is left behind. All right, you saw for yourself that the frequency for the color blue is 66.6, all right? The Illuminati always marks their territory, all right? And so I truly believe that a lot of these blue items left behind on the whole Lahaina fire and in Maui and things like that, that actually is representing a calling card of the Illuminati upon what they've done there in Maui, okay? Now, I want you to think about this. All right, other countries, especially the growing countries like China and things like that, they're all starting to use blue metal roofs. And I wanted to show you that because I want you to really contemplate this. Now, if the Illuminati wanted to have a false flag rapture event, it could be very easily done in smaller pockets, okay, with these direct energy weapons. For one, they can make it seem as if it's a beam from an alien spacecraft UFO, and we have other videos that we've made here at End Times Talk exposing the alien agenda and exposing that they're not aliens and that they're lying, all right, about this whole thing. I suggest going and watching those. I'll leave a link in the description for one of those videos. But something I want to state is that they can make this beam look like it's coming from a Project Blue Beam UFO. There you go, Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam. Okay, now think about it. If they used a direct energy weapon in an area where there was lots of blue metal roofs, as you saw in the video before, and think about it this way: when a plant is dying, it turns what? Yellow. All right, when we look at a big body of water, we see a tinge of blue. There's a hue of blue there. So if you were to take blue water, obviously, because all water is technically blue in its purest form, okay, and you put that on the ground near a plant that's yellowing, more than likely it's going to start turning green and coming back to life. Think about it. Blue and yellow makes green. Okay, now I want you to really think about this. All the trees that are not being burnt up are evergreen trees, all right, and they have a very strong blue color within them, and I think that this is also scientific proof that direct energy weapons are being used in these areas. Now, if they use a direct energy weapon in an area where they have evergreen trees and blue metal roofs and everything else that was protected with the color blue on top, but nobody else was protected, like the people themselves, if they were to fry an area and incinerate the people within a certain pocket, they could literally pull off a false flag rapture event. check these videos out. You need to know how this stuff works.
The Department of Defense spends about $1 billion annually developing directed energy weapons, such as high-energy lasers and high-powered microwaves. These weapons can disrupt or destroy their targets at the speed of light. For example, D.E.W has developed high-energy lasers that have successfully shot down drones, but speed isn't their only advantage. They're also less expensive per use than traditional weapons like guns and missiles. Despite those potential advantages, D.E.W has had trouble getting these technologies out of the lab and into service. The Army has developed a detailed transition plan to support moving these weapons into the next stages of development. We recommended that the Navy and the Air Force develop similar plans.
Earlier in the video, I showed you a couple of Illuminati cards that pertain to direct energy weapon technology. And there are different sets within the Illuminati card game that spawn all the way back to the 80s, okay? But there's quite a few different sets, all right? And I'm in possession of them all, except for just a few different cards, actually. I'm still trying to gather the funds to get the rest, but we almost have them all. And so when events happen, I kind of search through the cards and see what cards kind of correlate to the actions that are happening that we believe the Illuminati have their hand in. And this is how I'm kind of showing you kind of what's going on. And my buddy, who is ex-Illuminati turned Christian, told me that a certain way to look at the cards and to be able to analyze them, all right? And so I wanted to show you this, but like in one of the videos that I showed you, they were shooting a laser at different colored pieces of fabric that were on a wall, and when it hit the blue color, you know, it didn't burn, all right? But doesn't this picture look very similar to that? It's called Secrets Man Was Not Meant to Know, all right? Isn't that interesting? And then you have a fire in the center of this folder, all right? It's not even in the edges like a normal folder would burn. Right in the center. Has anybody ever like laid a dollar bill flat on a table and tried to burn the center of it? It just about doesn't burn. All right, and so it's very interesting that that fire is in the center of that. Now, there's another Illuminati card game, and I normally don't give out the names of the sets that are in the Illuminati card game because it's just kind of a waste of time because there's so many. But this one is from Mutual Assured Distraction. It's a small little packet set, all right, that has like, I think it's like just a few different cards in it, just over 20 cards, all right, and it comes with this card called Global Instability. Now look at that. That is a picture of Maui, people, the small ma and pa shops in the background, the fire off in the distance, and the people running to try to get to safety, and a drone shooting a direct energy weapon causing these fires. People, this is one of the newer sets that nobody's paying attention to. All right, everybody's focused on the older stuff, but there's actually a lot of different cards that they re-chopped up and are trying to confuse people with, but they put little cards like this in there that actually have some truth to them, and that is absolutely Maui. Earlier in this video, we discussed how direct energy weapons could possibly bring out a false flag rapture event. Now, here on this channel, we believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, all right, and we strictly believe that it's a pre-tribulation rapture. I'd never change my mind because we actually have two documentaries that we've created that are on the pre-tribulation rapture, and there is irrefutable evidence within those two documentaries. There's the pre-tribulation rapture documentary 1, and then there's the pre-tribulation rapture documentary part 2, all right? And in those, you just can't refute all that evidence. I've never heard that much evidence be presented before with a mid or post-tribulation rapture theory, all right? But getting into a possible false flag rapture event in order to make people think a rapture event has happened maybe when it actually hasn't, whether it's before or after the pre-tribulation rapture. Sometimes they don't want people to think that the rapture just happened, and so they're going to pull off little small pockets of false flag raptures in order to try to deceive mankind into thinking that it's something different than what the Bible states. But if you look at this card right here, it's called the Church of Middle America. All right, and it says on the card right here, it says they'll never get it, even when the saucers are flying overhead. All right, and the Church of the Church of Middle America is the Baptist Church, all right? And I'm not saying all Baptists, but a majority of Baptists believe in a mid and post-tribulation rapture theory. And so a lot of people believe that the false flag alien invasion or visitation will happen after the pre-tribulation rapture happens in order to be able to try to explain it away. And we do know that the Illuminati is very aware of the rapture and that it exists, okay? And so here's the thing that I want to talk to you about, and this is also in the documentaries that I made. But my friend who was ex-Illuminati grew up within an Illuminati bloodline family known as the Marquis, okay? And this is very key to understanding his situation. He heard from when he was young that they were expecting the pre-tribulation rapture event to happen. He was adamant about it. He said it is the one thing out there, all right, that the Illuminati is terrified of because they don't know if they can truly cover it up or not. So they're going to have a cover-up story, all right? But I want to show you this Illuminati card that pertains to a pre-tribulation rapture event. And I'm going to try to get it to focus here. And it says on the card, when the rapture comes, I'll make them wait. They'll never clean my cage. Now give me some more of tape runs out. Good try. Too bad. Something went wrong. And so what I believe that this card means is, all right, is that they know when the rapture comes, all right, they're going to try to make them wait. They're going to try to have a false flag rapture event to try to deceive people, all right? It says they'll never clean my cage, and it says in the book of Revelation that Mystery Babylon has become the cage of every unclean spirit and every foul bird, all right? And it says right here, now give me some more of, and it says ... and I think that ... represents sin. So now give me some more of sin. Tape runs out. Good try. Too bad. Something went wrong. And so I think that they have the a plan to try to cause a false flag rapture event to deceive people. So I wanted to show you these Illuminati cards and explain what I'm kind of seeing within that, and then also show you this other stuff proving that direct energy weapons do exist, that they are being used against the people of the world. And I think when it comes down to it, we're gonna see more and more of this stuff happening, and we all need to be vigilant, and we need to have our heads on a swivel, and then we need to have our cameras charged and our video recorders charged, so that way we can capture these things when they happen, because it's up to us to sound the alarm. May God bless you, may God keep you, and do not forget to go out and change this world in which you live.